Thanks. Can you hear me? Cool. So you might be wondering what the 2,500-year-old military book has to do with websites. Well, there are a lot of universal principles that might apply even today, and even if you're unaware of threats, they do exist, and you must do something to defend your website. So, my name is Nikola. I live in Belgrade, Serbia. I'm a husband and father of three little beautiful princesses. I'm a web developer. I love heavy metal music. I love thank you. I love comic books. I love tea. And I don't drink coffee anymore. As you've been told, I've been in IT since 2008. I first started as a network engineer, and then a couple of years after I moved to web. My first contact with WordPress was in 2013, and the first custom theme that I built was in 2016. I've worked in a number of corporations, agencies, startups, and as a freelancer. I'm a web developer at a company called Augury, and I'm the owner of AFL Development. So, to go with everything, if you're building a brand new website, find out what your client wants, what are their needs, and it will just help you to figure out how to do things. Create a roadmap, create milestones which will help you finish your project in due time. And expect the unexpected. Consider what might be future requests. Spending a couple of additional hours on planning might save you hours and days of future development. If you're making changes on a website or trying to optimize or just wanting to see what's wrong with the website, analyze it. Use online tools that will help you to see where things are bad, like GTmetrix, page speed insights, web page test, tools like that. They can show you what you're missing and where you could benefit. Don't be afraid to retreat to sorry. Don't be afraid to start something all over. If something's not working as it should, the logical step might be to abandon previous work and start over, even if it means to start building a whole website from scratch. Don't be stubborn. Acknowledge that there are people who might be greater experts than yourself in different situations or different fields, and don't be afraid to ask for help. Hosting a website on shared hosting will probably add up to your page load time. Moving your website to dedicated or cloud hosting server might have a huge impact on your website's performance, and it's just a good thing for scalability. optimize everything, resize your images and videos, optimize your database requests, queries, minify your CSS, JavaScript. It will have a huge impact on your website's performance. Think about things that might break in the future, or if you notice that something might not be working in specific cases, just try to fix them before those errors show up on the Google Search Console or any other tools. Just think up front. There's always something to consider, like should I use pre-built solutions or should I build my own functionalities? Don't just stack up your plugins if you're going to use, let's say, 10% of their features. If it's just the one functionality of a multi-purpose plugin, look for an alternative. Look for an alternative plugin that does just that. Or if you're skilled enough, code it yourself. On the other hand, don't reinvent the wheel. If something works good, just use it. There are a number of tools. I'm not sure if I should mention some of them, but we all use them, and just use what's working already. You can't have a 100% secure website, but try not to add up on vulnerabilities. Choose your plugins carefully. Look how maintained it is, how it works with your... Has it been tested to work with your version of WordPress core? And look for reviews. Don't overuse plugins. I mean, the more you use, there's a higher chance to have something go wrong. For instance, there's always a risk of collision between plugins, and there are always security breaches. Users tend to mess a lot of things, and you just need to limit them in the sense that you shouldn't give them higher roles than they really need. Just consider how skilled your users are, and based on that, see which things they could break. So just limit them in a way. Stronger passwords, complex passwords are harder to break, so just enforce usage of strong passwords. It's never smart to develop anything directly on production. That's why you need to have development staging environments. Even local host can be a good solution for that. I mean, if you break something on production, if you make some error, it can be from reputation risk to losing real money. If you have, let's say, an online store, you could be losing real money. Always check for updates on WordPress core, on plugins, on themes, and see how they all interact, and always test everything. Test your changes in your code and anything that you might be using. Test it on your local machine, test it on development staging environments, and when you're sure that it would work, then just push it to production. Implement version control. If you're working as part of a team, it will help you not to override other people's code. And if something goes wrong, you can always revert to previous version. Backup. Backup everything on a regular basis. Whenever you have some huge code change, backup before pushing, or just implement daily backups that if something breaks, you can revert it to previous stage. Third parties, you've all been using their other scripts and software. They can be a good solution to some problems, but they can also just harm you in a ways that you haven't thought of it. Some are optimized, others are not, and in a way you need to test how everything works, and you need to test how they work and just see if they add too much to page load time or size, and never use them on your whole website. Use them where they are needed. Google Tag Manager is a great solution for mostly marketing people, as it provides means to implement scripts that even non-tag people can do, but you must beware if that could break, or as I said, if it could just add up to page size, page load. Just don't use it on the whole website if it's not needed on the whole website. Use tag manager triggers to implement scripts where they are needed. Most of plugins are basically third-party software, and most of breaches and attacks on WordPress websites is made through plugins. So you need to monitor if they are maintained, and just don't enable your attackers another front where they could attack you. If you're a developer, you're in a constant, let's say, fight or war with other people from marketing, design, sales, basically clients. And they all have different views and different opinions that they like to enforce on you. Marketers like to use a lot of marketing tools, and they will usually just ask for those tools to be implemented on the website. Designers might create some beautiful designs, but those designs might not be easy to implement the code. They might create pages with too many images, too many videos, and it will, in most cases, it will just add to page size, and that page won't be optimized. On the other hand, sales and clients will always ask for something to be done as quickly as possible and as cheap as possible. Challenge everything. Don't just accept that something should be done like that because it's been done like that for ages. It's always good to give new ideas and to challenge existing ones. The other side usually needs convincing. So you just claim, you might claim something, but if you're not providing metrics for that, they won't accept it. So analyze their requests and claim your, back up your claims with numbers. Also, you need to suggest an alternative. Even if you consider some previous solution to be a bad one or request to be a bad one, if you don't provide an alternative to that, you won't have a chance to decline that request, because even a bad alternative is better than not having any. So, what's next? Try to provide an extra value. Like, suggest some additional features, additional functionalities, let's say some animations, integrations, or whatever. It will provide extra value to your product, your website, and it will prove to your clients that you are useful, so to say. Monitor your competition. It might give you some additional ideas. You might see if they are doing something bad, so you could use that for yourself. If they are doing something good, steal it. Try to be consistent in everything. If you're a designer, try to have consistent designs among the whole website, among all pages. I mean, there are cases when you need to have something totally different, some pages totally different than the others, but try to have consistent design. If you're making a website to rebuild or just changing something into visual design, don't push the production page by page if there are major design changes. Just be consistent and push them all together. Things change, so adapt. I mean, the logical thing to do, like the main concern for most website owners is what should happen when Google changes its algorithm. You need to adapt to that. You cannot change Google, so you adapt. Also, time is, in most cases, the essential part of everything. Just consider if something should be done by yourself, or you should use some premium solution. If it would take too long for you and your team to make something, and it might cost much more than just using a pre-built solution. Also, don't be afraid to invest money in your project. Don't be afraid to ask help from other experts. It's just logical. And that's it. Do you have any questions?
Hi, thank you very much for your talk. What was the most difficult battle you had so far?
Can you repeat?
What was the most difficult battle you had so far?
Ooh,
I know.
yeah, where basically, I have challenges all the time with different parts of marketing and sales. It's mostly like what I think should be done and their initial requests and their stubbornness to those requests. I mean, the hardest one was convincing people that are in managing roles that their requests have no sense.
Who won?
Sorry?
Who won?
I quit that job, so. So basically, if you cannot have common grounds with people, it might just be time to move on.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thanks for this. Let's stick with the whole theme of like all great generals have great source of information. Which will be yours and one, because you mentioned third-party software and scripts, Stack Overflow, CodePen, and similar solutions for younger developers, yes or no, and why?
Well, I mean, Google is your friend.
Stack Overflow is your best friend.
Definitely. I mean, of course, you shouldn't just copy-paste things from Stack Overflow, but just look how it works, try to learn from it. I mean, it is better to copy-paste than to do nothing, but I don't know, I mean, younger developers, people who start working in IT generally, they should go through different documentations, but quick fixes from Stack Overflow are also things that we all do. So I don't know if I answered your question or not.
What was the question? Any question?
Thank you. Have you ever been to the position where not taking an action is better than taking an action?
I've been in a position where I considered that prolonging of not taking an action might be beneficial. Like, I might have anticipated that there might be a change of heart in someone, so I might have prolonged the decision making or implementation of some requests just for the sake to see if someone will change their mind or if something else will come up.
Okay, thanks.
Come on, I think you want to challenge Nikola more. That worked.
So, at first, quite an interesting take on the art of war of Sun Tzu. I will say that. Secondary, I have not a disagreement exactly. At the choosing of your allies, you talk about do not reinvent the wheel. But afterwards, you said...
Ένα-δύο δοκιμή. Μ' ακούτε? Ωραία. I will repeat. At first, at choosing your allies, you said that you do not reinvent the wheel. Afterwards, you say, I think that was the proper solution. I'm not sure 100%. To challenge, not to take the by the book rule. Isn't that contradictory or not?
No, I meant if something in your team has been done in a way previously, like if your other team members, like developers, have been doing something in a way that is might not be unfamiliar to you, or that you're not too comfortable with that, or that you know that there is a better solution. I meant that you should challenge them in a way not to accept that just because it's been done like that. And same goes with other departments in other situations. I didn't mean to use. I didn't consider that for tools or plugins that are doing great. I was thinking about other team members.
So, what you said is that if we can maximize a technique or a method inside the team, then to do it. Or else, go by the book in order to not disturb too much the team cohesion and methods. Or am I wrong?
No, I'm all for challenging everything.
Okay.
I mean, if you have skills to do something by yourself, if it's creating a new plugin, a new extension, or whatever, you should do that. But you should also consider how much time it would take, how much resources you will need to invest in that. So if you're unable to maintain everything, I mean, just think about some major plugins, how many people work on them. And on the other hand, you might be just yourself. So just think of the effort that's needed for replication of that.
Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you, Nikola.